Some people enter your life quietly. They come without noise, without warning. They sit in your living room, drink your water, smile at you politely, and leave without changing anything. But others enter your life and rearrange your soul. They move furniture you didn't even know was there. They change the way you love, the way you fear, the way you stay. This is one of those stories. A story about a woman who did not give birth, but still learned how to mother. A story about love that stayed when it was hardest and was questioned when it mattered most. When I met Cunnel, I didn't know my life was about to split into before and after. He was calm, soft-spoken, the kind of man who listened more than he talked. On our second date, he told me the truth. He had a son, 3 years old. The child's mother had left when the boy was still learning how to walk. She said she was too young. She said motherhood came too early. She said she needed freedom. And then she disappeared. No goodbye. No explanation to the child. Just silence. I nodded as he spoke, pretending it didn't scare me. Pretending I wasn't already imagining what loving a man like this would cost. I didn't know yet that the price would be everything. The first time I met Tommy, he didn't cry. He didn't hide. He didn't cling. He simply stared at me. His eyes were too big for his face, too serious for a child his age. Then, without saying a word, he walked over and slipped his hand into mine. That was it. No introduction. No permission. Just trust. Something broke open inside my chest that day. At first, I told myself I was only helping. Helping with school runs. Helping with meals. Helping with bedtime. I told myself I wasn't replacing anyone. I was just being kind. But kindness has a way of growing roots. Soon, I was the one who knew when he was hungry before he spoke. The one who understood his silence. The one who stayed awake at night when he had fevers. Without realizing it, I became his safe place. The first time Tommy called me Mama, it slipped out naturally. Not planned, not forced, just instinct. I corrected him gently, smiling, but he shook his head and said it again. Mama, Cunnel laughed awkwardly. I laughed too, but something tightened inside me. Because names are powerful, and that name meant responsibility. We got married 2 years later. By then, Tommy was already part of me. I attended PTA meetings, tied school uniforms, sat through endless cartoons. When people asked if I had children, I said yes. Without hesitation, without explanation. And I meant it. For years, his biological mother was just a shadow, a story told in the past tense. She called once. She said she's okay. She said she might come someday. But someday never came. And slowly, I stopped worrying about her. I thought the past had already made its choice. I was wrong. When I got pregnant, Tommy celebrated like the child was already his responsibility. He practiced holding imaginary babies. He argued about baby names. He promised to protect his younger sibling. When my son was born, Tommy stood beside the hospital bed in awe. In that moment, I believed our family was complete. I believed love had won. The call came on a random afternoon. Cunnel answered it in the living room. I didn't hear the words, but when he came into the kitchen, his face had changed. She's back, he said. I didn't ask who. I already knew. Her name was Saad. She arrived confident, polished, successful, the kind of woman who looked like life had finally apologized to her. She hugged Cunnel like a forgotten memory. Then she turned to Tommy. My son, she whispered. Tommy froze. Then he looked at me. And in that moment, I understood something terrifying. Love could be questioned. She said she had changed. She said she was ready now. She said she wanted to be part of her son's life. I smiled. I nodded. I told myself I was mature. But inside me, something screamed. Because I had been part of his life when she wasn't ready. At first, it was just visits. Then weekends. Then opinions. She corrected my parenting. My food. My decisions. Each correction erased me a little. Not loudly. Quietly. One night, as I tucked Tommy into bed, he asked quietly, Are you still my mama? My heart shattered, because no child asks that unless someone made them doubt it. One evening, after an argument, Cunnel said it. She's his real mother. Not also. Not too. Real. And just like that, everything I had done felt temporary. Borrowed. Replaceable. Tommy moved out to try. The house became unbearable. I still cooked his meals. Still waited for his footsteps. When he visited, he felt like a guest. Polite. Distant. Gone. One day, Tommy asked quietly, "Did you steal me from my real mummy?" I laughed, but inside I broke, because love had been turned into guilt. Tommy began acting out. Nightmares, anger, silence. One night, he ran away and came home, not to her, to me. That night, everything spilled. "She loves me," he said, "but she doesn't know me." "You stayed," he whispered, and that was the truth no one wanted to face. Motherhood is not blood. It is presence. It is staying when it's uncomfortable, when it's thankless, when it's hard. The battle was long, painful, but in the end, Tommy chose. Not because he was forced, but because children always know where home is. Saad didn't disappear again, but she learned something painful. You cannot return and claim what someone else built with sacrifice. Today, Tommy is older. When asked about his mothers, he says, "I have two. One gave me life, and one gave me everything else. And me? I learned that love that stays is never wasted."